What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Lewis. It's just gonna be me today. So if you guys don't mind, man, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe with everybody. So obviously, we're gonna be talking about free agency and wrestling. Make sure you guys obviously subscribe to the Wrestling Chop Shop. Like I said, it's just gonna be me today. Axel is out chilling with his beautiful family on New Year's and spending the rest of the New Year's with his beautiful family. Alex and Josiah as well. Those guys are busy. So Ant is also busy holding the fort down. So today we're going to be talking about free agency in wrestling. So no secret at all, but NXT signs Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee, a fucking amazing luchador, one of the best in Mexico. You might know him as Rush's brother, Dralistico's brother, but Dragon Lee is one of the biggest stars in Mexico. They just Dragon Lee and Dralistico just beat FTR last night for the AAA tag titles, which is crazy. And then Dragon Lee announces that he signed with WWE, that he signed in NXT, which is amazing. Yes, I am by myself today. The rest of the gang, they out just chilling with their families and stuff. So I decided to hold the fort down, bring out some content because this is some pretty big news. What's up, AJ? How y'all doing? But yeah, NXT signs Dragon Lee. It's a big deal. I think it's a huge deal. So let's get to this next topic that I want to talk about is what could this signing mean for the future? Now, if you ask me, I think that this could be a potential signing for not number one, to make the push into the Mexican market, obviously, because like I said, Dragon Lee is one of Mexico's biggest stars. No matter where he goes, he's one of their biggest stars. And kind of weird that he didn't sign with AEW, which was wild, but we're not gonna get all into that. But Dragon Lee, one of the biggest stars in Mexico, and just signs with NXT. I think they're going to make a huge, very big push into the Mexican market, which I think is very smart with Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, fucking Santos Escobar, the entirety of Legado, even though Zelina Vega's Puerto Rican, Joaquin Wild is Filipino, but they are, a Mexican faction. But with Santos, with also being from Mexico, and now we got Dragon Lee. And not to mention, if you guys did watch the Clash at the Castle press conference, Triple H did say that he wants to make a whole bunch of NXTs and hopefully do like a World Cup kind of thing, which I feel like this could potentially be the next step for an NXT Mexico, where maybe Dragon Lee could be the inaugural champion. Now, I'm doing good. Just enjoying my new PS5. That's lit, bro. That's lit. I got mine a couple months ago. But that's what I think is potentially going to happen. The only proof that I have that will ever happen is Triple H saying that he wants to do a World Cup kind of thing, since we already have NXT in the United States here, down there in Florida, and then we already got NXT Europe on the rise. We got rid of UK, now we got Europe on the rise. So it honestly wouldn't surprise me if this was a move to go ahead and do NXT Mexico to push to the Mexican market and have Dragon Lee be one of the biggest stars, which I think would be a great move. Great move in the right direction if they want to go that route. But with Dragon Lee, right? With Dragon Lee signing to NXT, which this is huge. Dragon Lee, like I said, is one of Mexico's biggest and brightest stars. Dragon Lee is fucking awesome, okay? It's no secret that, Triple H is out to get luchadores. Like, he tried to get Bandito before Bandito signed with AEW. He tried to get Bandito, and obviously Bandito declined and went to AEW. But I feel like this is a push to NXT Mexico. But it's no secret. Like I said, it's no secret that Triple H looks around. It's no secret that Triple H wants, stars. He wants people wrestling all over the place. It's no secret. So this really had me wondering, right? This had me wondering about the wrestling free agency, because wrestling free agency is huge. Wrestling free agency is big. One minute you can see somebody on AEW like Cody, and then the next minute he's in WWE, and it completely changes the game. This isn't like an NBA or NFL kind of thing where my Miami Dolphins traded for Tyreek Hill. It didn't break the league. It was a big trade, but it didn't break the league. Cody, on the other hand, going back to WWE completely broke the IWC because nobody thought that could happen, especially a guy like Cody who helped created AEW, puts all these wrestlers on the map and just leaves, which is insane to say the least. So this had me thinking, with all these other superstars, these big and bright superstars in the next year and a half that are going to be free agents, this had me wondering, let's talk about them, right? Had me wondering what's going to happen with them. So the first person, we're going to talk about Kenny Omega. I know Kenny Omega's contract was supposed to be up at around 2023, but he got hurt. He was out for 9 months, and apparently from what I've read, that Tony Khan is allowed to add 9 months onto his injury. Excuse me while I check my DMs. But he has some injuries, obviously, so he can add 9 months to the injuries because he missed 9 months. So it's kind of like freezing the contract, which is it's not freezing the contract. I'm talking out of my ass, but it's just adding more time. They're legally allowed to do that. So let me add Malik in here.
Like that.
What's up? No, you got a live stream, so this ain't gonna be a really long ass live stream. But I want to get your thoughts on this topic. I was talking about what could Dragon Lee be inside NXT mean for the future. I think this is a potential for a future NXT Mexico kind of deal. Because if we watch the Clash at the Castle press conference, Triple H, he said he wants to do a big World Cup kind of thing. So I just want to get your thoughts on that.
How long was Dragon Lee in AAA?
It's a long time.
I mean, this is we talked about it yesterday, but I think this is kind of the start of going back to the old NXT to an extent. I mean, they're starting to sign other talent outside of the company. Next year, there could be more. They're talking about, Nick Aldis going to be a free agent. He already is, but I think they're talking about they trying to get him Moose free agent. I mean, a lot of people out there are going to be, they're going to have the option to sign. So Dragon Lee, I think, is a good signing. Gets people more familiar with who he is and Lucha Libre style more. Puts more eyes on the product too. And if you notice too, with WWE, they're allowing superstars to at least expand more and do other things to other promotions. You got Shinsuke wrestling at Noah. You got Carl Anderson wrestling at Wrestle Kingdom in January. You know what I mean? So maybe it could be a start to some type of collaboration. I don't know.
That shit would be huge. And obviously, this is one topic that you've been juicy about. You've been vocal about for a while.
I said he going to WWE.
Where we see Kenny Omega going. You said WWE. I think so too. I think if they give him the creative control, he's going to WWE. Obviously, these next guys, I feel like if Kenny goes to WWE, these guys are following. So what do you see about the Young Bucks? Because I know you kind of have mixed feelings about them in terms of free agency.
The Bucks could go. I mean, I guess they would if they would want to follow Kenny. I think Kenny just goes more of it's really the only thing left for him to do in his career. He's accomplished and succeeded everywhere he's been, from New Japan to Impact, AEW. I mean, he's succeeded everywhere he's been.
AAA, he was champ over there.
Yeah, like a WWE would be the only other monster for him to accomplish on his resume to check off. If he does that, I mean, we're talking like he's like up there like in legendary conversation. Like he'll be able to say that he was AAA champion, AEW champion, Impact champion, New Japan, IWGP Heavyweight champion, WWE champion. If he does that, like nobody's done that. Like he has the opportunity to do things that nobody's ever done. So, and from a creative control aspect, he wouldn't have creative control as much, like as much of like he would in AEW, obviously. Right. I mean, with Triple H being in charge, I feel like he would be able to have some type of control, like as far as what he wants his character to be and things he would want to do. But I think he would adapt well to the WWE system. I mean, if AJ Styles adapted well, I think Kenny Omega would adapt extremely well. And AJ Styles came around still during the Vince McMahon era. You know what I mean? So if AJ Styles was able to become a legend in WWE, I think the future is bright for Kenny Omega. It's just a matter of him making the jump, which, excuse me, I think he does it. Honestly, I really do.
So, what would be the first big money feud we would have for Kenny Omega besides Seth Rollins? Because we know Seth Rollins is the big feud everybody wants. We all want to see Kenny and Seth. But besides Seth Rollins, who's the big money feud you would have for Kenny going right in?
Probably Cody.
That's money. That's money.
Just because of the AEW history or AJ Styles. I mean, I think it would have to be one of the two. If they wanted to get wild and get crazy, it could be Roman Reigns. They wanted to get crazy right off the front. Like if they wanted to just go right for it. I mean, they could just throw him in there with Roman if they wanted. They threw Logan Paul in there with him. Why not Kenny Omega?
That'd be some wild shit. And obviously WWE's roster is growing big time. So who knows if Kenny makes the jump, how stacked the roster would be. You know, the roster's already getting stacked. You know what I'm saying? So we already got the Young Bucks. So
he's main roster bound. I don't see him going like the NXT.
Oh yeah, hell no.
He's surpassed that, I think.
So with the Young Bucks, do you see them making a jump elsewhere? Like, do you see them possibly going back to New Japan? Do you see them going to WWE following Kenny? How you feeling about the Young Bucks?
I don't know, man. They're kind of iffy. Like,
yeah,
you can never say never. I'm not saying they wouldn't ever go there, but I don't know, man. I guess just because of the aspect of they just always seem, I don't want to say anti-WWE, but they just always seemed like they were never interested in going there. Now, if Kenny goes, Cody's there, maybe they are interested in going there. I don't know. Maybe that's something they would pursue. Because you got a lot of their boys over there, Gallows and Anderson and AJ Styles, and, you know, like the whole
Balor is over there.
I mean, it wouldn't be crazy for them to go, but I'd be more surprised by them going than Kenny Omega. I just feel like Kenny Omega is more bound to go I could just see him wanting to go just to accomplish that on his resume. Like the Bucks, I don't know if they really care enough to go there to say, like, we went there. Like, I think they would be fine not going there ever.
I feel like not unfortunately, but I feel like at the stage of wrestling we're in, like, you can make it big somewhere else, but I feel like there's always that thought that big thought in superstars' head that's like, you know, what if I went to WWE? Like we said, like Matt Cardona thinks about it all the time. Like, what if I went back? You know, like, could I win the WWE title? You know, that's what I'm trying to see with the Young Bucks, because the Young Bucks are legendary. The Young Bucks are one of the greatest tag teams of all time, but it's like there's still that other company where you can add your legacy and resume towards.
You say the same for the Briscoes too. I mean, they never been there. That'd be crazy for them to go because
they never been there. They never been there. That shit would be crazy for the Briscoes. But the Young Bucks, I think they stay in AEW. I would like to think that they would follow Kenny legacy wise, but you know, I think they'd be the ones to stay. We got this going on. I mean, FTR, they just lost to the Briscoes, final battle for the Ring of Honor World Tag titles, and then last night they just dropped the AAA tag test to Dralistico and Dragon Lee. They're still the IWGP World Tag Team Champions. They're defending their belts at Wrestle Kingdom. So, I mean, they're probably going to drop them. So it's just a domino effect of FTR. They're rumored to go back to WWE. So how you feel about that?
I could see them maybe probably going back to the tag team division would be a little bit better. I mean, the tag team division is okay, but they only really focus on the Usos, if I'm being honest. Like, they're the only really main focus in the division. But they have a lot of other great tag teams there too. The Street Profits are still a great tag team. The New Day is still there. Viking Raiders, which I really like the Viking Raiders. I've always liked them. So they got those guys there, and then you still got a lot of other great NXT talents too. I mean, Pretty Deadly is a really good tag team too, man. People sleep on them. Like,
and then we got the Creeds in NXT as well.
The Creeds is they're sick. Gallus, like, they have a lot of good tag teams. It's just a matter of if they want to put them in doing something. I mean, they've been putting a lot of factions together too, so maybe they put something together for them to be in a group or something if they wanted to do something like that. But I mean, if they were to go back there, they would have to probably be the ones to beat the Usos for the titles.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick as fuck. Yeah, nah, man. I mean, I've said that I think they're gonna re-sign. I think they're gonna sign with New Japan. I think New Japan would heavily love that. I think they would love to have them. But WWE has been heavily rumored for FTR, and I think it'll be a really sick move if they go. All right, so we're gonna get into two juicy ones. All right, back-to-back juicy ones. So the big story, the Bidding War 2024, MJF, the current AEW World Champion, rightfully deserving so. How you feeling about MJF?
He's a tough one to figure out too, man. I think it just depends where the money's at for him. I think that's just where it's not even. I don't even think of a creative control aspect. I think he trusts himself that he's going to be a star no matter where he goes. I think it's just more of who values him more.
Right.
I'm kind of feeling WWE, to be honest. I don't know, man. I feel like Triple H is going to snag some of these people up that he wants to be able to get. I mean, MJF is definitely another type of guy they could use. He could be the best heel in the company if they get him. I mean,
absolutely.
All the people he could feud with, and to help get over as a baby face could be tremendous. You know what I mean? Now, I don't think anybody. It really just depends on, I think, Roman aspect too. Like how long they're not going to put anybody above Roman Reigns. He's already solidified as the guy. He'll continue to be the guy until either he decides he doesn't want to be the guy anymore and he wants to leave and do something else, or until WWE decides they're ready to replace him. But that could be Roman's only in his late 30s, so that could be years from now. You know what I mean? So with the run he's on,
10 years for Roman.
Yeah, so with the run he's on, he's going to be number one no matter what. So I think it's just a matter of the pieces they want to build around him and the pieces they want to build for other stars to succeed in the company, not to be pushed at the Roman level, but to be used as stars as well. So I think MJF would have a good spot. Obviously, he ain't going to be dropping no F-bombs and shit like that, but I mean, he could still cut really good promos in WWE. I mean, he could say some – I'm pretty sure they'd let him say some wild shit if they wanted to, like, help him get away with it.
Probably say shit here and there, all that good stuff. I mean, for me, MJF, it is kind of 50-50. I think right now what we're looking at in his title run is if he is truly AEW bound. Like, is he going to stay here? Because right now, Tony's swallowing his pride. He's paying him the money that MJF deserves to be paid, and he made him world champion. I think right now this title reign is basically showing, like, is MJF going to stay here? Also, it's kind of wild that MJF and Kenny Omega never had a match. I think that shit would be.
What if this was all like a whole setup, though? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if later we found out that this whole thing with him and Tony was just like a whole storyline. Like, if we found that out, say, 10 years from now, I honestly wouldn't even be surprised, because I feel like with MJF, you never know what's true and what's not. Like,
literally, he's always in character.
He's not going to come out and just tell us, and we'll never find out. So this could be some type of plan that they've had planned for months, and I mean, it could be one of the greatest works ever.
Definitely. Look at that.
All right, Joe.
That boy just sighs crazy. MJF is 50-50. I think this title reign is gonna say a lot. I with MJF, I feel like you also have to really pay attention to his promos to like because he be dropping some hints in there. All right, so this next person we're gonna talk about, news broke out today. It's kind of breaking the IWC a lot. And it's honestly kind of criminal that he is going to be a free agent in 2024. Will fucking Ospreay. He announced today that he will be a free agent in 2024. Now, shout out to Bryson. Me and Bryson talked about this a little bit. Will Ospreay, because Will Ospreay and MJF, their contracts are going to be up at pretty much at the same time. If you're going to ask me which one is going to be harder to win over more, I think it's going to be Will Ospreay. So what do you think about this situation?
He stays in New Japan. I can't see him leaving New Japan. I just
think he stays.
That company's just made for him. Now, AEW maybe. WWE, I'm not sure he could have WWE, man. Like, he could fit very well in them. My God, the shit he could do with people in WWE would be true. Oh my gosh, like,
we want him and Seth so bad.
Him and Ricochet and him and
Gunther.
Him and there's so many people that he could just work with. Like, I just don't know. I feel like New Japan is just his company. Plus, they owe him the world title run again too. He never got the proper run. He got injured, and then he never got the title back. So he needs a run as the world champion. And I think it could be another MJF situation. Maybe they give him a run as the world champion. Because I'm kind of surprised. I kind of wish. I really kind of wish New Japan would do more of like multi-man matches in Japan. Like, they could have did Okada versus Ospreay versus Jay White in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom. You know what I mean?
That would have been the money match right there.
because like Ospreay, he has a reason to go back after the championship. He never lost it. He gave it up and then he never got it back. So like he has a valid reason to challenge for it. But and they always throw Okada in there. He's there every time. So it's like
he's God. He's God. Yeah, he's practically God.
They focus a lot. They're a very one-on-one match type company, which is cool. But I think the triple threat would have made the most sense because then you have everybody in there. Everybody has a legit story to be like Okada's the guy. He's the face of the company. Ospreay has a reason to get in there, and he's trying to become that guy and prove he's the guy. And Jay White is the champion. So I mean, it just makes sense.
Man, as we all know, Wrestle Kingdom Ospreay. Honestly, this is probably the biggest match on the card that everybody's looking forward to.
Man, him and Kenny is cool.
Yeah,
and it's probably a bigger match than Jay White and Okada for sure. But I mean,
literally,
I just think it would have made a lot more sense to put him in the triple threat, and then you could have had Kenny face anybody in Japan. He could have faced Hiroki Goto. He could have faced many people in Japan, and it still would have worked. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, I get the beef between him and Kenny. It makes sense for a storyline because the history and shit. So it's like, okay, you want to make a match out of that.
This is a match that New Japan fans have been wanting for a while. We've been wanting this shit for a minute.
It's going at least 50 minutes, guaranteed. 50-minute match.
Bro, the strikes are going to be insane. So Josiah has a question for us. Do we see Sasha going to New Japan Pro Wrestling? I think so. Absolutely. I think so.
She's there. I think she's probably already in Japan right now this week. So I mean, I think she's for sure there. Like she's in New Japan just got a Yoshi division this year. They just got a women's division for the first time ever. And so like it's the perfect time for her to go. And there's other promotions that she probably could work on Pro Wrestling Noah. There's a lot of promotions that she can work in Japan, but there's a lot of great Japanese wrestlers out there that she can work with. Like Kairi, which we know as Kairi Sane in WWE, was cool in WWE, but the match they could have in Japan wouldn't be the same as it would have been in WWE in 2018, 2019. You know what I mean? Like there's so many people that she could work with. You know, maybe even if she can, I would love to see her versus Miko Satomura if she goes back down to Japan. Like that would be sick.
That'd be sick. I think right now with Sasha Banks in this New Japan situation is I feel like Sasha Banks has a rare opportunity that most women don't get in the WWE. Sasha Banks is already solidified in the WWE. Legend, no matter what. You ask anybody, at the very least, she's top 5. Now she has a rare opportunity where she can go to Japan, become IWGP Women's Champion. That's solidifying her more. And then she could go to Impact. She could go to AEW. She could go to AAA and be women's champions for all these companies. So,
what if she wins the title and then shows up at the Royal Rumble like Mickie James?
Oh, fuck, man. Yo. Yeah, she gonna break the internet. She gonna break the internet if that shit happens. I mean, it's like you said. Who knows? Did this... Because we know Triple H had nothing to do with Sasha Banks going away. Like, right. I think Triple H is still trying to make things right with Sasha because last we heard it's a communication issue going on right now. But I mean, like you said, we have Carl Anderson going to fucking Wrestle Kingdom. Who knows?
She's at that point too where I don't want to say she's gonna be difficult, but like she's at the point where she's going to want to get what she feels like she's valued now. Like she's at that stage in her career where she don't eat shit no more. You feel me? Like she's eating the steak that she said, like she needs to be getting what she feels like she deserves. In the beginning, coming up, you got to eat shit sometimes, but now she's gonna ask for what she feels like she deserves. Not even just money wise, but just as far as like this is where I need to be as far as the creative aspect. Like I'm not just gonna be another girl on the roster just being thrown in random tag teams and not doing like that's not. I'm above that. Like I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. I mean, like I need to be doing something provocative, for my career. So
right. Which, yeah, no, I agree. She knows her worth, and I think she's worth every penny. And not only that, but if you're a company not named WWE, you're getting one of the biggest draws and attractions in all of women's wrestling. So,
I mean, yeah, she's as far as popularity wise, she's probably second. I think Becky's number 1, but she's probably second.
Definitely, and who knows? Maybe Naomi follows her too. May never know. Naomi's another wild card.
She's a sleeper too. I feel bad for her. Nobody's ever talking about her, like her coming back and shit like that. Like she's still out there too. Like
she's a wild card, man. She's definitely a wild card. So this is the last question we got because I know you got your shit going on. You got make sure y'all go follow Narcolepsy Boy 94 on YouTube to check out his live stream he doing at 9. Some good shit. But there's a wild card thing. Who else would you like to see make a move? I know you mentioned Nick Aldis. I know you mentioned Moose. who are some people you like to see make a move? If you want this person to go to AEW, if you want this person to go to WWE, or this person to go to New Japan, like have at it. It's your time.
Kenny would be number one. I think that would be insane for him to go to WWE. Moose would be cool to see. Nick Aldis could be cool to see. I was actually surprised he never even came when Nicky James was there. I thought that something would happen with him going there, but he was having that run with the NWA title. As far as somebody making the jump, though, man, it's tough to say. I think
I'm gonna say mine, man. After what I saw last year on that Twitter post, if they throw the right money at James Storm, I think he'd be willing to come, bro. I'm just saying.
I gave up on that. He ain't going nowhere.
I think if they gave him the right money, bro, James Storm, I think he'd be willing to come.
I'd probably say Jay Lethal too, man, in WWE. In NXT, Jay Lethal right now in NXT would be insane. Like
that would be phenomenal.
Like he's still very young in his career, and he's not doing anything in AEW right now. I don't remember. When's the last time he was on TV? When's the last time he had a match? I don't remember. Like that's
Jay Lethal, I think like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So like, but he's never. I don't think he's been involved in like any important storylines. He's been there. Like when he first got there, it was a big deal. But like, as far as
him and Jeff Jarrett going after the Acclaimed right now. Last time, they're going after the Acclaimed. The Acclaimed just dropped a diss track on him last night.
But it's like. I don't know if people are really invested into like him teaming up with Jeff Jarrett though. You know what I mean? It's like, like I don't know. I feel like he could do a lot more. And with the big NXT signings, he would be tremendous with the NXT signings. But then it's got Dragon Lee, and you have Axiom down there, Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, Grayson Waller, like Joe Gay. They got a lot of people down there, man. A lot of people down there that they continue to grow too. Like Jay Lethal could give Von Wagner his best match. You know what I mean? So it's like, they would have some. That would be some shit right there, but. Making big moves though, man. I think Jay Cargill would be another one for WWE. Like she would be tremendous in that women's division. I think she could thrive a lot in the women's division over there.
Right.
She has a size appeal that nobody else has. Like she would be the giant in the division. You know what I mean? And she would, I think, could have a lot of good matches like with Bianca and a lot of other people.
Her and Raquel would bang. Yeah,
a lot of other people in that division. I think that would be tremendous. But making the jump though, there are a couple people I've always wanted to see Tama Tonga and Tangaloa versus the Usos.
G.O.D?
That would be cool. Another one I'd like to see make the jump, man. Listen, I made a video about this too, but we all know Sami Zayn isn't gonna be in the bloodline forever. I mean, eventually he's gonna make his exit. And I think Roman's keeping the Universal title all next year. I don't think he's losing that title to WrestleMania 40. Just the Universal title in general. Not saying both, but just the blue title. Man, I would love to see Jacob Fatu to be thrown in the bloodline, man.
Oh shit!
That would be like. That would be some shit right there. Like he's legit a bloodline. Like he's there.
Yeah.
And he has to like him and Solo as the enforcers. That would be some, man. They fuck shit up, man. Like they dominating. Like not even just as a tag team, but like I don't know if people have seen Jacob Fatu stuff in MLW, but they literally call him the Samoan Werewolf. So like
Jacob Fatu is amazing.
Like for his size, he has a great athletic ability and he has intensity. But like you put him and Solo kind of wear the same gear, like they don't wrestle with shoes on and shit like that. They have the intensity in the face. Like put Solo and Jacob together as like the enforcers. Man, my gosh, bro.
Jacob Fatu would be doing backflips and shit, yo. Like the dude's fucking crazy athletic, yo. Like, yeah. Like, I'd love to see Wardlow make the jump. I think he's just like I ain't no huge WWE stan. I watch all products. I love them all equally, but Wardlow just screams WWE guy. Like I fully believe AEW doesn't understand the gold mine they have in Wardlow.
Yeah, I think Triple H would do wonders with him though. You think he starts off in NXT?
Yeah, get the mic work a little going.
I think he goes to NXT. He needs like a Karrion Kross type push. Like he needs to be like full blown heel monster, like domination. And they need to give him with his size. I think he needs a finisher that fits his intensity. Like Bobby Lashley with the Hurt Lock, that fits Bobby Lashley so well because he got the size and the strength to like legit make people feel like he hurting motherfuckers with that move. You feel me? Like
you got Roman with the guillotine too.
Yeah, like you put when Bobby puts in that Hurt Lock, like it's legit. Like he needs something. He needs a submission move like that. Like he can't use the Hurt Lock, obviously, but like something that will like
an ankle lock type shit.
Yeah, like Karrion Kross when he puts in the cross jacket, like when they put in those type of moves, like people they going out. You feel me? So it's like I think he needs something like that. I always liked wrestlers who had the ability to have a finisher move that had a pinfall and a submission. John Cena with the FU, but he also had the STFU. You know what I mean? Like you have. Yeah. I think it's cool when you have kind of both.
Shows versatility. All right, it's 8:30, guys. Appreciate you guys for watching. I actually got a lot more viewers than I thought, without having the entire group here. Once again, make sure y'all go subscribe to Narcolepsy Boy 94. He has a podcast. He was kind enough, didn't have to, but he was kind enough to pop in and be here. Don't want to waste more time. Got to let him get ready, but make sure y'all go on YouTube, subscribe to Narcolepsy Boy 94, and just plug in all your shit, Malik. Go ahead.
Yeah, Narcolepsy Boy 94. We're going to be discussing who are the top 10 greatest WWE superstars of all time. It should be an interesting conversation because I'll have other guests on there as well, and we're all going to cohesively try to agree on who should be on the list. So everybody's going to have different opinions and different perspectives on who should make the list. So we'll be going live in 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes. So if you guys want to go check that out, you can check it out on Narcolepsy Boy 94's YouTube channel or Twitch as well. So.
Y'all heard it from the man. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate Malik again. He didn't have to, but he came through. But I'll catch you guys next time and hopefully with the whole group. Peace out, yo.